Hey guys, I wanted to shoot a little video about an event we got coming up at the end of, or excuse me, in the beginning of June, June 10th and 11th. I've been talking about it in class, and Jenna's been talking about it a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to shoot a video to discuss a little bit more and not be maybe so surface level as we are in classes. It's kind of hard to describe something when you're trying to be stretching and also getting ready for class. But we have a physician named Chuck and his wife Ashley are going to be coming in town to do a holotropic breathwork session. And the reason we're doing this is because I've not necessarily thought of CrossFit or CrossFit James Island in this sense until recently. But in a lot of ways, the gym is kind of a place for healing for people. Jenna talks about this a lot with me, just creating this space for people to come in and be themselves, to improve themselves. And I've been kind of struggling with how to allow the gym to evolve as I start to evolve and as our coaches start to evolve. And this seems like kind of a logical next step. So I think we will do this again if you can't make it on June 10th and 11th. But I wanted to kind of shoot a little reason for why video. A lot of athletes come to the gym kind of broken in terms of physically broken, mentally broken, nutritionally broken in a lot of ways, and they come looking for help. And the gym's been an awesome spot for people to, learn how to exercise, learn how to take care of themselves. We do life challenges to try and incorporate some other practices to help improve mental health, whether it's meditation or even physiological health, like taking cold showers in the morning. And I try and throw those things at you guys and work on developing those habits so you feel better and you can heal yourself. And one of the hardest things for me is to see people fall off of that. And that's normal, right? Life comes in waves. We go through periods of exercising and not exercising. But I think that this is kind of like the next step for the gym in a lot of ways. And we've kind of been incorporating things like breath work and Jenna's journaling and things like that to kind of work on the subconscious layers, some of the traumas from childhood. And I think that this breathing session, this holotropic breath work, is kind of the next step in that direction. So I'm super excited about it. Jen and I did our first session with Ashley and Chuck as a private at the end of February, beginning of March this year, and it was pretty profound for me. Jen also had a really good experience. But essentially what holotropic is a movement towards wholeness. If you were to break it down into the Greek definition. And Ashley and Chuck are going to kind of go over the different experiences you might have as you go through this practice. All you're doing is breathing. There will be some kind of tribal music going on. They create an awesome atmosphere and environment for you to kind of let go a little bit. The breathing sessions are fairly long. It'll be 2 hours and 45 minutes. And you can have a variety of different experiences. At least I did based on my first session with them. Some people re-experience their childbirth or the initial trauma of your life. Some people, one of my experiences was experiencing a time in my childhood that I often don't think of. It was the time before my brother was born. And prior to Keegan being born, there was 8 years where it was just me and my family, and I got to kind of re-experience that time during one of my sessions. And very profound. For me, super cathartic. It definitely allowed me to release some emotions and to really appreciate a time in my life that I often don't think of, which was very healing to me. And I'm really excited about this because when Jen and I did our private session, we were both breathing, and Ashley and Chuck were kind of watching over us as we went through this process. The session that we're going to be doing at the gym is going to be a little bit different since there's so many people. It's going to be limited to 12 people. I believe we have 7 or 8 of the spots filled up right now. And the way it's going to work is we're going to have a preparatory session on Friday night at 7:30 I imagine it'll be like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then Saturday, we start at 8:30, and the first group will go, the first breathing group will go, and you will partner up with somebody and you will sit for them while they go through their process. And typically you're lying down, blindfolded, you've got like comfortable blankets, and you just create a time and space for you to kind of go through this practice. And then afterwards, you get to do some artwork to kind of solidify the experience so that you have something physical and you don't discount the experience later. And then we'll break for lunch, and then we have the second group go in the afternoon. And then afterwards, we'll kind of do like a big sit down and people can kind of discuss what they experience. So I think it's going to be super interesting. I think it's going to be pretty powerful. I'm super excited to watch people go through this. And what I would say is that this is kind of an opportunity for you to delve into your subconscious a little bit. And I think that what I've learned over the past few years is that as you can dive into your subconscious, it allows you to clear up any knots from your childhood that you might be carrying around, whether that's, something that makes you feel unworthy, or something that gives you a negative self-image, or something that makes you react to life situations in a negative light. It allows you to go through and clear some of that trauma in a sense. The second thing I would say is that if this is not sound exciting to you at all in any way, then I probably wouldn't do it. I think that if it's something that is like kind of like when I talk about it and your head tilts a little bit and you're like, oh, maybe that sounds kind of interesting, I would say that you're probably a good person for this. I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and just me talking about it was making him sweat. And I was like, honestly, I think that might be a good response if it makes you nervous. I think that it's good to be a little bit nervous about things. When's the last time you went into a CrossFit workout and you weren't a little bit nervous about it? I think being nervous is one thing. I think being totally disinterested is another thing. So I just wanted to shoot a little video to kind of talk to you guys about that. And Jen and I are actually going up next weekend to do a private session with them. Actually, not, excuse me, our first group session with them, so that we don't take up 2 spaces for you all. And then, we'll also be there and we'll be able to sit with you guys as you go through it on Saturday. So this is super exciting to me. I think this is as close as we're going to be able to get to ever having like a psychedelic experience in the gym. Obviously, I'm not going to bring any drugs into the gym, but this is super interesting because it's just based on your breathing. And I think it's super exciting. So if you guys are interested in that, it'll be Friday, June 10th and Saturday, June 11th. It's $150 a person, and we'll provide lunch and the space, obviously. And we're really looking forward to it. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Jen and I are happy to answer any questions. Later, guys.